Weekly brief, effective fitness training for the week of October 7th to October 12th. Let's get into it. October 7th, Monday, upper body strength, pull-up improvement, and short conditioning like it has been for the entire cycle. We're going to do slow eccentric bench press with a 5-second eccentric, so 5 seconds on the lowering, an honest 5 seconds, and you're going to build to a 1 rep max at that. So take as many sets as you need, take your time building up in weight, make it an honest 5 seconds on the eccentric part of the lift. Our body weight pull-up, or progression's over. Today's a retest. Let's see how we compare from week 1 to week 10 of this cycle on our max strict body weight pull-ups. I anticipate you will see some improvement. And if for more beginner people that are training, I would imagine a massive improvement. Our conditioning, 4-time 800-meter run, 15 thrusters, 15 lateral burpees over the bar, 15 thrusters, 15 lateral burpees over the bar. 1 round of that. 1 time through that. Short duration should be 5 to 10 minutes. Some of you may be, some of the studs out there might go sub 5. Some of the people newer to training may be past 10. But generally, that's roughly what it's going to be. 800-meter run. What I would recommend, look at it like foot pursuit into a use of force scenario. Your 800-meter half-mile run, foot pursuit, and now you're in a use of force scenario where you're battling through these thrusters, lateral burpees over the bar. Very difficult movements. Very hard to get a good solid breath when you're doing those particular movements. And that's by design. Fight through that, battle through that, and try to get that done as fast as possible. Recording your time in the Train Heroic app for the leaderboard. Tuesday, October 8th, upper or lower body strength and hypertrophy, and then our sprint conditioning. Just like last week, we had a 1 rep max back squat. This week, we're going to do 1 rep max deadlift. Good clean form, good clean technique. I don't want you looking like a scared cat with a rounded back. Keep the form tight. Build to that 1 rep max on the back on the deadlift. Again, rear foot elevated split squat set to 10. So we're dropping from the last time we had 12. Now we're doing 10. Make sure the weight's going up. Supersetted with unloaded Cossack squats. So max reps. For our sprint conditioning, every 1 minute until failure. So that's meaning I'm not expecting a lot of people to be able to push this very long. But if you can, send it. For those of you that are more fit, you're going to have more rounds. But the way this is set up, that means each round you're sprinting. So sprinting, some recovery, sprinting, some recovery. And here's what the workout is. Every 1 minute until failure. 7 thrusters at 75 pounds or 55 pounds. That's for the patrol ready track. 7 thrusters, 3 strict pull-ups, 7 burpees. You're going to have to burn it down to the ground each round to hit those numbers. If you get 1, you get 1. If you get 2, you get 2. If you get 3, you get 3. I'm not expecting a ton of people to go past 5. We'll see, though. I mean, hopefully that'd be awesome. But that's it. You go until you can't get that. So if you get on round 3, you do your 7 thruster strict pull-ups and you're going full send and you only get 5 burpees before that minute rolls over, then that's where you stop at. If you're like me, you're like OCD, I gotta finish this thing right now, kicks in, you can finish your 2 burpees, but that's where your workout stops and that's where you record your rounds. Again, it's a sprint. It's not supposed to be long duration by any means. Wednesdays are active recovery. Thursday, October 10th, we have our power clean and push press power endurance work. Both of them are going to be 8x4 every minute on the minute, 8 minutes, 4 reps per minute. That's a lot of work. You got to be explosive with these movements, and we're pushing the volume on these. Moderate to heavy weight. It's your choice on the weight. You know exactly how moderate or how heavy. We want it to be a weight you're moving explosively and fast, but with no doubt that much volume by round 8, it's going to be slowing down. That's where the endurance part kicks in. Battle through it. Continue to try to be explosive despite fatigue. For the conditioning, as many rounds as possible in 15 minutes of 5 burpee pull-ups, which are just a nasty movement, an uncomfortable movement, at least for me. 5 burpee pull-ups, 10 shuttle runs. So you'll do, at 50 feet, you'll do 10 down and backs of 10 total distances of 50 feet. So 5 down and backs. If you can't do, the space for the shuttle run or something like that, just modify it with a rowing sprint of some sort. It's tough to scale 500 feet to rowing. I'm sure we could sort out the math. If you got to know, I don't know, can't think of it off the top of my head, but if you're like, I could like the rowing thing, then send us a message in the Train Heroic app. I'll figure it out. I'll sort out the math on that. I definitely could. I just don't want to deal with it during this video. So as many rounds as possible in 15 minutes. You're doing 5 burpee pull-ups and then into the shuttle run. So we're working a little bit of agility. Of course, there's going to be, it's kind of aerobic endurance. It definitely is aerobic endurance agility. So it's not true agility training. But there's definitely that deceleration, acceleration worked in when we're doing the shuttle runs. Obviously very important for law enforcement officers. So we're doing as many rounds as possible of that in 15 minutes. And then our Friday, Flex Friday, sets of 12 with the alternated exercises from last week. Last week it sets of 12, but we got new exercises this week, the way they've been alternating this whole cycle. Sets of 12 last week, of that was Flex Friday for this cycle. Saturday, our tactical Saturday. 5-10-5 agility drill. It's like a pro agility drill you see in the NFL Combine. 20-yard shuttle. It's also called. 5 rounds of that. Make sure each one is max speed, max agility, max intensity. For our running, our sprint work, 2 400-meter runs, a 300, a 200, and a 100. Each one of those should be as fast as possible. I say it every week, but just in case it's your first time watching one of these brief videos, it's important that each one of those sprints is as fast as possible. Because if we're training speed, we got to be going fast. For our final tactical Saturday conditioning of this cycle, I got something special for you. One of my favorite workouts, something we would do at the academy on Fridays, called Long Walk Fridays, with the weight of your choosing. So pick your poison. You're going to walk 1 mile, but you got to carry a weight. Some kind of weight. You can drag, push, pull, carry. You can drag and carry. You can push and carry. Weight vest plus sled, whatever. It could be sandbag, something. I'm letting you decide how challenging it's going to be. Are you going to have to take a bunch of breaks? Are you going to be able to power through? It is up to you how heavy you go. Kind of a free-for-all. This one's just for completion. There's no tactical skill integration. What I'd like to see is it be a weight that's awkward enough or heavy enough that you're contemplating putting it down, but you actively choose not to and you finish the mile. Somewhere in that sweet spot. Or you put it, you're just like, you're destroyed and you got to put it down, but you're battling that throughout the walk. Like, should I put it down? No, I can go 10 more feet. I can get to that street corner. I can get to that tree. Working through that is the intent of this workout. So obviously don't just go for a mile walk and carry a piece of paper, right? Let's make it something that's going to be challenging, but doable. Fair enough? That's it. That's the end of this cycle of training. First cycle with all the new tracks of training. I know what the next cycle is going to look like on a grand scale. I just need to put together the tiny little pieces, what exercises go where and with what and how they're paired up. Well, actually, by the time this gets published, I'll have it done, I promise. Let's have a good week of training. Finish this cycle strong. We'll see you guys out there. See ya.